I'm going to share with you what I think are the keys to making a perfect grilled cheese. The first key, obviously, good ingredients. I like this butter bread by Pepperidge Farm. Good quality butter and a good quality cheese. This is a Boar's Head White American. You could use any cheese you want, but I think White American, especially any American, melts the best. But the orange yellowish cheese doesn't do it for me visually in a grilled cheese. I think White American just tastes better. It's probably all mental, but get the cheese you like, good ingredients, start with that. Next up, you can see this bread is like perfect. It's nice and flat, it's spongy, that's what you're looking for. But next up is the butter. You need to coat the sides with butter. Some people use mayo, but I think butter adds flavor to a grilled cheese. But I'm gonna melt it. You could scrape it on the way you were making toast, but my issue with that is you're gonna get uneven layers of butter, which will melt differently, slower, or not at all, leading to uneven browning. So paint it on. Use a brush and just wipe on that melted butter. Get a nice even coat all around. It'll absorb it a little bit too, so you don't want to do too much, otherwise it might be soggy. But this is the best key to getting that perfectly even crisp on your bread. Lay those onto a nice skillet. You could use this in a pan also. And you don't want this heat high. The entire time I'm going to have it in here, we're going to have it on basically medium, low medium. You don't want to burn things. The next key, I find, is break your cheese in half if you have regular, square American pieces. Slightly overlap them and do them lengthwise like that, so there's a little bit of overlap. But then also put more in the middle. Cheese has the ability to melt out, as you know, and it'll melt out from the sides. So if you put most of the bulk of it in the middle, when you cut it open, you'll get that best cheese pull, and it won't be all on the edges. Also, huge key, salt it. Cheese is, sure, American cheese is slightly salty to begin with, but salt your ingredients. Put a little salt in there, it'll go a long way. Obviously, that top piece isn't fully browned yet, but that's fine. We're going to build the sandwich now. And my next key is flip this often. Try to not put a big gash in your bread like I did with the spatula there. But even browning comes from even cooking time. So constantly flip this thing. It's the way you'll be able to monitor how each side is doing. You can just leave this face down for 3 minutes, flip it, 3 minutes, done. But keep moving it. Flip it, turn it left and right. You're going to have hot spots on your griddle. It's just inherently not going to heat and brown at the same pace everywhere. So constant movement is your best friend here. And see how great we're doing? Those are obviously 3 finger marks from when I tested the bread, but try to not do that as well. But look, it's perfectly browned, aside from the areas I screwed up myself. So trust me, the butter works. But painting it on like that, look at how perfect that is. You could even hear how great it is. Yeah, that's just absolutely fantastic. You can see the cheese isn't overflowing out the sides. It is definitely melty, but that's what you want. You don't want it spilling out. So now let's throw it onto a cutting board. Use a sandwich knife. And obviously, the triangle cut here is very important. But look at this cheese pull. That is fantastic. That's all you need to do, people. It's not hard. Obviously, I used a lot of cheese. So cutting it open like that, the cheese is now going to spill out. So eat it quickly or don't cut it. But it's just absolutely perfect. This is not a hard sandwich to perfect. Just know what you're doing. Try at it. If you fail once, try it again. You'll figure it out. Simple ingredients, simple cooking, very easy, perfect grilled cheese.